So I'm so excited to have you on the call today, Christelle. I'm going to be sharing with everybody your amazing journey and everything that you've been inspired to do since then. And so, but before we jump into that, if people would like to join the Confident Counselor program, I'm super excited because it's 2 months of one-to-one support where you're going to have so much just comprehensive support when it comes to just, learning the nuts and bolts of counseling, how to stand out in the job market, how to essentially raise your counselor X factor, and so much more. I'm delighted to share with all of you today my amazing client, Christelle, who found me through my podcast, and I'm going to let her introduce herself in just a moment. But before I do, I'm just so proud of my client, and I'm so proud of the transformation that I've been able to witness firsthand. And it's just been such a delight to work with her, and I'm so excited for her to share all of the learning, the mindset, the inner work, as well as the nuts and bolts of what she's learned and where she started to where she's at now. And without further ado, let me turn it over to you, Christelle. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much, Katrina, for having me on the call. I'm very excited to share my experience with the program and the transformation that happened in the course of the 2 months that we've spent together. So I am very proud to say today, and thanks to you, that I am a professional career counselor, and I fully own the title. And I'm very proud of that. This is one of the biggest learning and the biggest impact that you've had on my life. It's just like putting me in the right shoes and make me feel, and not only feel, but be there for me.
Amazing. I'm so happy to hear that, because that's what I want, is for people to have that A to Z transformation. But before you joined my program, where were you in your career before you joined my private coaching container, the Confident Counselor?
So I was in a transition phase, and I was pretty sure that I wanted to do that, but I was still looking for more knowledge, tools. I was lacking so much confidence, and I was willing to have that boost that would just like push me and drive me to the right direction. When I started noticing you and hearing all the podcasts and everything, I had just finished the Global Career Counselor program. So I had that in my hand, but I felt like that was not enough. That was not like putting me in the right spot. I was just like looking for something more, something more tangible, something that would just like make me feel the way I am today. I am not like I am the career counselor, and I really feel that deep down, and I'm not like telling any lies or just like yes. So that was the phase where I was in need of something more.
That's so good. Yeah, sometimes, I've had many people in the past come to me saying that they didn't feel like past certifications or programs or degrees really cut it for them. And I've seen this time and time again. And even in my own experience, I felt that, especially with my own grad program. There were so many gaps that I needed to fill to actually add to my professional repertoire of skills. So what did you feel, Christelle, when you saw my offer at the Confident Counselor program?
So I was overwhelmed, because in a sense it was there, and I was just like, why didn't I find it before? It's just like, the feeling of, have I lost time? Have I done something which is not useful? And this thing was there, and I didn't see it before, but I think it came at the right time. It came at the right time because I had to process the information, and I had to go through that program before to be able to see exactly what I was missing. And it's only when I saw your program that I knew that it was there. All the components, all the step-by-step approach completes the idea of where I wanted to be. So it was just like the perfect timing.
Yes, I agree. And I know that feeling of wanting to do something and maybe not feeling like the right time, or if you're unsure about spending the money and all of the, thoughts that pop up in our mind. But ultimately, you made the decision. And why did you decide to join? What helped you make that decision?
So as I told you before, I was in search of something. It was clear in my mind that that was not enough. I couldn't put myself out there on the market only with that diploma. I needed something else, something more. So I was searching. I was continuously going on websites, searching for more information. And I just like it. I mean, it came, your podcast came to me, and I was walking. I remember I told you before, I was walking on the marina and you were in my head. And I was listening to what you were saying, and the voice, the pace, the energy, everything clicked. And I'm just like, I need to know more about her. I need to know more about what she's proposing, what she's doing. So I started Googling you, following the podcast, just like reading the articles, reading the LinkedIn posts and everything. And it felt like I found her. Okay, that's great. I found her. This is it. And I remember after our first call, I mean, which was the call that you do, just like a free session, is just like a teaser to just explain the pro. I knew exactly that I wanted to go ahead with you.
Amazing. Yes. Yes. I love when clients and people that I work with, or people in my world, when they know how to make a decision and they're very clear and they don't waste time and they're like confident in their decision-making skills. So, and I saw that in you straight away, which was so ideal. And those are the kinds of people that I love working with. So, Christelle, what were the top three-ish things? I mean, if it's less or more, go ahead and share. But what were the top three-ish things that you learned since you signed up and had the biggest impact on your results?
So as I told you before, I felt like I was an imposter. Like, that feeling about not being where you should be, pretending to be someone that you're not. One of the three things that really just like what was there for me, and this is the top on my list, is the confidence boost. You just like put it right on the first day, and I had to wear that suit, which finally fitted me. And like a glove, and I might be pretentious, but this is the reality. You just push me in that believing that it's not like a dream, but it's there, and I have the competencies and I have the knowledge and I know where I'm going. And of course, I don't know everything, but I will learn. And that confidence boost is just like the key factor for me. It's just like there, and it's meant to stay. So that was the first thing. The second thing is just like you help me understand that you have to build trust and authority to be also to be established in this environment, especially in the UAE. And that I felt like I'm going to be struggling with that. But at the end of the day, I felt like, no, she's right. And it's easy to do in the sense that if you believe in yourself, if you believe that you're doing the right things and you have the right tools and you have the right mindset as well, you're building this authority by yourself. And also the persistence. This is also something that you're pushing me, and you're always pushing me. Even when we finish the program, whenever we had the chance to talk, you always like, so where are you now exactly? And I can feel that in the back of your head is there. What is she doing to put again all the things that we've learned together and to move on? So it's just like, okay, this door is not opening. Let's try the other door and come back to that one later on. So just that feeling of being finding the resource internally to make sure that you know that you can do it. So it's all about the perception and the positioning that you carry on. So it's really that those three things that just like drive also the 2 months is of our training.
You absolutely rocked it. I was blown away in so many of our private sessions, and you blew through all of the content and modules. And by the way, it's a lot. It's almost 6 hours worth of recorded information. And so you did it with so much finesse, and I was so impressed with you keeping up with the pace, because people get access to this beyond our time together, which is really nice. And you can go back to all of the recordings of the things that we talk about, in addition to the asynchronous modules and resources that I provide to you. With that being said, I've taught you all the nuts and bolts. I've given you case studies, role play, different scenarios, all of the above. What would you say your overall wins were since joining?
So first, I've learned an immense amount of information. I mean, you've just like I remember you saying, I will put my brain on the table and you just have to pick. And that image stick to myself. And it's the reality is there. It's just like you putting all your knowledge, you just like sharing. You're not very selfish about it. You're just like sharing and it's there. And I just have to come and pick and choose. And I was able to do that. And when you say 6 hours, it's more because you come back, you stop, you replay. It's a lot more of 6 hours. It's like 2 intensive months where you have the opportunity to learn, but to refresh and to come back and to try out and to exercise. And so it's really, it's a truly immersive experience. And it's just like whatever people are doing, it's just the bonus, the cherry on the cake. Everybody wants to do that. Like it's a fast forward program. It's only 2 months, but it's so many information and it's so rich.
Absolutely. When I created this, I created it from the place of like, what did I need when I was starting out? And a lot of times people come to me about the job opportunities, or they think that there's a lack of job opportunities, or there's something wrong with their CV cover letter, or why are they not getting callbacks, or, they're not able to achieve getting clients. All of those thoughts and mindset or lack of clarity or knowledge start to seep in, and they question and doubt their skills and themselves. And that's why I wanted to create the word confidence, the confident method. And so my next question for you is, what are your mindset, career clarity, or counseling knowledge wins since joining?
So the mindset has shifted, definitely. I mean, I feel like I'm not an imposter anymore. I feel that I'm on the right place. I feel more positive about my messages. I feel more positive about my attitude, my positioning. I feel like of course, there are going to be a step-by-step approach. There are going to be challenges, but I feel like, as you said before, and this is also resonated inside of me, I don't know everything, but I don't need to, because if the question pops, I can still go back to the clients and in the meantime, find the solution. So I feel much more confident. I have this clarity in my head about the career that I want to go for. I know exactly where I want to go, and I know that it's a well-defined path with concrete goals, but I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there for myself first and for my student after, because this is also the way you should do it. You should embed the learning and be there strongly to support someone. Yes, so it's all about strategic decision making, continuous learning and growth, and all of that is just like coming, and I take all the opportunity to be there for myself. So I know that you've also shared with me many sessions to attend for increasing my learning, for getting networking opportunities, and that I will do, and I'm trying to do as much as I can, but I will do, because I think this is also part of who I am becoming now.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's how you get opportunities, is through networking. That's how you get opportunities, is through putting yourself out there in situations that may feel a bit uncomfortable at first. Like you said, you weren't confident, you felt like an imposter, but then slowly but surely your confidence got built, and you were able to push through any of the fears, the doubts, the insecurities. And at the end of it, you felt quite confident, which it's so evident. Every time I saw you on each call, your confidence grew more and more. And so how did you find the coaching calls and the overall vibe of the program?
So I never had any doubts about the session that we had on Zoom, because everything was done on a virtual mode. I was not skeptical at the beginning, and the more we went in, I was just like more and more excited about that, because all the exchange the conversation that we had, the information you were sharing, it was extremely rich and extremely profound and deep, and you answer all my questions. I thought that the pace that we had was great, the timing as well in between the sessions, so it gave me the time to go back to what we were doing before and also to explore more. put down some questions that I might have. So I thought that it was extremely well organized, extremely well structured, and the actual Zoom call were just like an immense opportunity for me to grab the knowledge and to just like also maybe challenge you on some of the stuff because I didn't understand and you were coming back with example. I felt like it was ticking a lot of box, all the box, I have to say.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that feedback. Now, I have so many people who always reach into my DMs and they tell me that they're ready to join. But what would you say to someone who's secretly thinking about joining but afraid to take that leap?
Well, I feel like there is a moment in life where you realize that you need to do something for yourself. And the decision might not be easy because, as you said before, it involves money, time, investment. It's a lot to consider. But when you feel that this is the right thing for you, don't put yourself on the side and just like go for it. Just do it because at the end of the day, it's just like so it's a feeling of doing something for you, and the transformation that goes after is sensational. And I have to say that as a professional myself, before I was a training professional, the journey that we went together, it didn't only help me professionally, it helped me also in my social life, in my family life, in my partner's relationship. So it's something that just transformed the 360 of your life. It's not only for one part of your life, which is the professional side. So don't wait for it, because waiting doesn't make any sense. And it's just like pushing it for later. Do it now. Do it now when you have the willingness, when you feel it's the right moment, just go and do it.
Yes, yes, yes. And if anybody knows my story, I agree with Christelle. Taking the plunge, investing in yourself and saying yes to your desires and what you like you deeply want is the ultimate gift you can give yourself. Whether it be my program or any self-development or professional development, personal development, whatever it is, saying yes and making a decision is the ultimate gift. And that vibe and that high that you get after you make that decision and you say, I'm going to do it and I'm going to give it my best, it does something. It opens up your world, not just professionally, but like you said, socially, in your private life, all of the above. And I know what that feeling feels like. And it's such a good feeling. It's almost like the vibe, you get the high vibes, right? And that's when all the opportunities start to come in, and the flow and ease and the yes, and all of it, just the goodness starts to seep in. So I'm so proud of you, Christelle. I loved working with you, and I continue to look forward to building our relationship moving forward professionally. And so is there anything else you would like to share with people overall?
I would say that before I started, so when I was in my space, maybe back in January, February, I was lost in a sense in my head, not things were blurry. I was not lost, things were blurry. Let's put it that way. Maybe you are my light in that environment, but everybody, as you say, has to find their own lights. And I felt like I found my perfect match, because not only you helped me grow as a professional, bringing me all the tools and the toolkit and the knowledge and the confidence, but the more I think about what we've done, I am super proud of myself. And this is just like, for me, as a woman who's struggling sometimes with pride and being who I am, I'm just like so happy to be there and to be able to say that I'm a proud woman today, and I'm a proud career counselor.
Yes, yay! I love that. That's so exciting that you say that. And I believe in that, and I believe that you believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. And anybody that steps into my world, I want to just invite you to really consider joining the program, because it is 2 months of deep transformation. It's not just professional, it's also personal, and it adds value to your life. It's not just to your career. And so I really believe that this program is truly one of a kind. And I really believe that everything that Christelle said is, true. And anybody who walks away from this program is not going to feel like they fit into a box or they're ticking boxes. It's so much more. It's beyond just, a basic description of what a counselor should be like. It's a confident one. It's somebody who knows their added value to any work environment, to any client or student or family. And I really believe that this is what you're going to walk away with, is the added lifetime value. So thank you so much, Christelle, for coming on today and sharing with all of the people who are thinking about joining. And to everybody who is thinking about it, I am inviting you to reach out to me as per always. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. And I hope Christelle answered maybe some of your questions or doubts that you were having. And I welcome each and every one of you to inquire and book that discovery call, that clarity call with me, so that you can figure out if this is the right program and I'm the right coach for you, because I too want to make sure that I'm able to help you and support you, not just 100%, but 1,000%. At the end of the day, I know that I'm able to help you, and I'm able to transform and change your life. And I would be so privileged to do that. So thank you, everybody, for joining in on this live and this call. And I'm so excited to continue working with each and every one of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Christelle. All right.